Good morning, Harefield. I've been looking through some old photos and I've come across a few from 2005, so that's 15 years ago, of a day when Harefield had a day trip out on a canal boat. So these are canal boats that are owned by the Diocese of St Albans, based over in Hemel Hempstead on the Grand Union Canal. And they are lent out to church groups and youth groups, and they run holidays for disabled people in them. And Vicky and I used to volunteer on them. And one day we took Harefield. So I'm going to turn the camera around, see if you recognise any of the people on these. So that's the boat that we took. And do you recognise anyone there? Some of these people aren't at Harefield any longer. Others just look a little bit older. You might not know everyone. So there we go. A trip down memory lane. And it was a good day out. As you can see, the weather was a bit okay, it was a bit rough. But today I want to read you a story from Luke's Gospel of a boat trip that didn't go quite so well. Because one day Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's go over to the other side of the lake." So they got into a boat and set out. And as they sailed, he fell asleep. A squall came down on the lake, so that the boat was being swamped and they were in great danger. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Master, Master, we're going to drown." Jesus got up and he rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storm subsided and all was calm. "Where is your faith?" he asked his disciples. In fear and amazement they asked one another, "Who is this? He commands even the winds and the water, and they obey him." Wow. It's only a short story, but you can take lots of things out of that. But there's just one simple thing I want to take out of this today, and it's something that I heard on a podcast recently. In that, as the storm was raging, where were the disciples focused? They weren't looking at Jesus, were they? They were looking at the storm. And it feels perhaps like we're in the middle of a bit of a storm at the moment, doesn't it? And the same question applies to us. Where are we looking? Are we looking at the storm? Or are we looking at Jesus? You know, I hardly ever look at the news these days. Perhaps once a day I will quickly have a flick through, but previously I used to look at the news much too often. It's not that I'm burying my head in the sand, I'm not pretending none of this is happening, but I know the news is going to be bad. What advantage is it going to give to keep looking at it? You know, if I was to spend the time that I used to spend flicking through the news, if I was to spend that with God, then isn't that going to be much more beneficial? Isn't it better, instead of concentrating on the storm, to be looking to Jesus, the guy who can control the wind and the rain and the storms? That is my simple thought for the day. I shall leave that with you. Have a great day.